Hey everyone, what is going on? My name is RedArcherLive, and in today's video, we're going to be discussing the closed beta for Payday Crime War that starts in just a few days. Payday Crime War being the new mobile game set in the Payday universe. Now, I was actually going to do a video on Crime War just at base, talking about it in the similar style to my Let's Talk About Payday 3 and Overkill's The Walking Dead videos, but never got around to it because there wasn't really a great deal of information to discuss. But now, we know there's a closed beta, we have a little bit more information on what to expect, and I also have a few trailers to showcase that have been released over the last year or so. So there's a decent amount of information here, and we can also talk about what's happening with the beta. But first off, let's get into what was released today, and then we can backtrack and cover any more details after that. So earlier today, Almir Listo, who most of you guys know as the global brand director for Starbreeze, who oversee Overkill and their games, he tweeted out, "Heisters, it's happening. Payday Crime War, the game, is coming to mobile. Rob banks and get paid on the go, and for the first time ever, you can play as the law enforcers. Read more here to learn how to join in on the closed beta." When you click the link on his tweet, it takes you to a Steam post where they're discussing the game, giving a bit more details, and then also there's a link to sign up for the closed beta. To explain all the details that there are, we're going to sit through and read this Steam post and see what it's got to say. It reads, "Heisters, it's time for Payday to go mobile as the Payday Crime War exclusive closed beta is coming up. On September 10th, the closed beta rollout will start and a limited number of participants will be invited to rob banks and get paid, and for the first time players cops, on their iOS or Android devices. The closed beta aims to test a number of features and functions of the game, including matchmaking, device performance, game mechanics, and rules. Aspiring beta testers will kindly be asked to provide feedback on their experience during the closed beta period, which will run from September 10th to October 14th, 2018. We will invite batches of participants in stages. Just because you're not selected on day one doesn't mean you won't get an invitation later in the process. If you're interested in joining the closed beta, all you have to do is register for the beta. When done, you get an email notification. If you've chosen to participate, you'll get further instructions, and of course, if you do sign up for it, then make sure you check your spam inbox as well. We will set up a dedicated closed forum where you can write down thoughts, reactions, and report any bugs you may find. We want to hear what you think about the game. We will gather it all to make Payday Crime War an even more engaging and fun experience." So as you saw there, the beta is going to be running for just over a month from September the 10th, which is this Monday, until October 14th, obviously next month. Good period of time to get the game, have a go of it, see what we think, and also gives plenty of time for people to also be added to the beta roster further down the line, because there's a good few weeks here where you can test it out. So if you aren't added straight away, there is plenty more opportunity for you to be added later on. Now, as most of you probably could guess, I have already signed up for this beta. As a content creator for Payday 2, I do want to try and get as much gameplay of this as possible, but it's going to be difficult to say whether or not I'll end up getting a chance, because obviously, as most of you will know, I'm not approved by Overkill. I have no connection to them as much as I'd like to. I don't have that opportunity, so I've got just as much chance as anybody else. But I'm hoping to get some gameplay out as soon as possible. I've been interested in this game for a little bit. I mean, they've never done a mobile game before, so there's nothing really to go off in terms of what they've done in the past. But this game was first revealed back in June 2016. If you look on their Twitter page, there's only one tweet saying it's happening, which was put up on the date that the account was created. So there's never been much to go on in the time that we've known about the game, but we've known about it now for just over 2 years. So it's good to finally see that something's happening. However, something else I'd like to do with this video is go a bit more in depth and have a look at what the game has to offer. See what information we can figure out and analyze to do with the game. Now, because there isn't a great deal to look at, I'm going to pull together everything I can and go over any information there is possible. And there's going to be two sources we're going to use in this part of the video. First off, we're going to look on their official website and see what information there is on there. And then second off, we're going to run a clip from Overkill Studios' YouTube channel of Almir Listo talking about the game and what he said about it back in October 2017 as part of the Lock and Load event. As I've said in other videos, when they had events, they sometimes had off days, they didn't release content, and on one of those days in October, they talked about Payday Crime War. So it's a very good place to refer to and get some more information. However, as I said, the first thing we'll do is look at their website. Now, the website doesn't actually have a great deal to offer at the moment. It opens up with a link to register for the beta and also says coming soon to App Store and Google Play. There is a screenshot which we can look at in just a moment, but it says underneath that, "For the first time ever in the Payday universe, choose either between heisters or cops and face off with style in this co-op multiplayer PvP experience. Challenge your enemies in iconic locations from the First World Bank to the jewelry store. Unlock upgrades and even more powerful gear along your path to improve your loadout and gain the winning edge. Grab your friends and abide the law or plan the perfect heist. Who will come out on top?" However, as I said earlier, there is a screenshot provided above the actual information here that shows us a bit more about what the game looks like. Now, as we know, you can play as either a police officer or a heister. It seems in this screenshot the player is playing as one of the heisters. There are a couple of police officers trying to shoot at them, then there are a few icons dotted around the screen relating to different things. So looking at the screenshot, let's see what we can figure out about what's going on here. So in the top right corner, we can see how many throwables the player has left and also the ammo count. Underneath there are a few things worth noting, 2 drills, one of which is jammed in traditional Payday fashion, and then something else that's being jammed presumably by an ECM jammer. There's also a score at the top of the screen on either side of the timer, which is something I'll touch on in just a second, and then there's also a few little icons you can press and a little trackpad to move around with your thumb, as a lot of mobile games tend to work. Now, some of these icons I don't quite know. I can see the grenade is probably throwing your throwable, whatever it may be. I don't know how many there'll be in this game, but that'll probably be where you throw it. I'm guessing the icon 2 to the left of that is your switch weapon button. However, the one in the middle, I can't for the life of me figure out. I'm thinking it's jump, but I don't quite see the point of jumping in a mobile Payday game. I don't really see why that is overly necessary. It's not even all that necessary in the main game, to be completely honest. So maybe it's a jump button. I don't really know. That's a bit of a strange one. And also, there's a yellow ring with a plus inside it. Now, I don't think that is somebody else being down because A, there's nothing going on there. But B, it's also worth noting that I don't think that players can down in this. As you'll have seen earlier in the video, I had a bit of gameplay of the trailer going on in the background, and in that trailer that I was showing gameplay of, there was actually a point where a heister got shot and killed, and they didn't down, they just straight up disappeared. I think it said Chains was killed by A and then named the gun, I can't remember the gun off the top of my head. So I think that's the player's health rather than anybody else's so that you can keep track of your own health. And beyond that, there's not a great deal else to look at. The thing that I want to focus on, though, after this is the scoreboard. Because in a second, you're going to see gameplay, as I've said, from Almir's demonstration on Overkill's YouTube channel, talking about it and showing a bit more of it. And there is this little clip partway through that says round 2 success. So I think potentially, if there's some kind of round-based structure, that score will also tie in. But again, I haven't seen it play, I haven't played it myself, so I don't have all the information just yet, it's all speculation. But that pretty much sums up what we can take off the website, so now let's move on to Almir's demonstration and see what he said about Crime War.
Payday Crime War is the first time you can play as a heister in the Payday gang on the mobile platform. It's the first time you can play player versus player in any Payday game, and that means it's the first time you can play as the cops. Challenge your enemies and fight with your friends in iconic locations. Unlock upgrades and even more powerful gear along your path, and improve your loadout in order to gain the winning edge. So make sure you grab your friends and abide the law, or plan the perfect heist. And the question is, who will come out on top?
So as you saw from that clip and also from the trailer that I was playing earlier in the video when I introduced this whole thing, it's a very, very interesting game. Obviously, it's not going to be as high-tech as Payday 2. It's a mobile game. It doesn't look that visually stunning, but, I mean, who really cares too much about that stuff in mobile games anyway? It'd have to be, like, a really high-budget one for people to even care about that, at least in my opinion. But it looks really good, and I like the idea of being able to play as law enforcers. When I first heard about it, I remember them saying that you could play as a cloaker. That was one option you could go for. Whether that's still an option, I don't know. Obviously, until I play it, I won't have a clue, if I even get a chance to play it. So it's going to be really interesting to find out what's going on and how the game is actually going to work. But from what I've seen, I'm optimistic about it. I think it can be quite good. Now, to make things a little bit easier, I'm going to be linking down below some of the things I've been talking about in this video. First off, the Steam post, second off, their website, and third off, the link to actually answer this questionnaire to get in and apply for the beta. The questionnaire is not really too complicated, it's not too convoluted. They just ask you a few things about your experience with Payday, your age range, you have to approve privacy policies as everyone asks you to do these days. A few little things in there, you complete the questionnaire, you send it off, and they send you an email back. All you have to do is verify your email address through the email they send you, and that's it. You just have to wait. So whether or not you get access, you'll see when they announce it. I don't know how close to September the 10th they'll actually announce it. I presume it might be like the day before because a mobile game shouldn't be too big to download. But other than that, there isn't a lot else to talk about here. I have already said that I've signed up for this. I am hoping I will get access to it. Now, I would just like to put a little thing out asking people if they wouldn't mind, because if I don't get access to this beta, and knowing my luck, I probably won't, I can see it coming, but if anybody is watching this who gets access to the beta and wouldn't mind sharing gameplay, if you could please send some over to me, I will credit you in a video, and if I don't get gameplay myself, that way I can at least show some of it off in full and be, you know, all good for using it rather than taking it off someone else's YouTube channel and end up getting copyright infringements or whatever. I don't want to dice with that, so if any of you are more than happy to send that over to me if you get access to the beta and I don't, I'll keep you posted on Twitter whether or not I do. But if I don't get access and one of you would like to share it, please do feel free to do so. It would be very, very much appreciated. But we can talk about that through Twitter, through Xbox, whatever it may be. If you get access, let me know and we'll sort it out from there. But that sums up Payday Crime War. There isn't a lot else to talk about. I wish there was more information because I'm actually really interested to see how this is going to play out. It's going to be a very, very interesting one to see unfold. Now, we don't know much about it other than that we know there's a few maps that we've seen. Gameplay of the original bank heist. They've talked about First World Bank and Jewelry Store. As for how many players you can play at once, I don't really know. We'll see more of that in the beta. I was thinking it was 2v2, but maybe it's 4v4. I don't know. It depends on how the game actually handles and how many players it can support. But other than that, that sums up Payday Crime War and its beta and everything in between. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. It's always very much appreciated. And if you aren't already, please consider subscribing if you want with notifications on, so you never miss another video regarding Payday or whatever else I might upload. Just a quick couple of things though I'd like to discuss at the end of this video. First off, the Q&A. I keep talking about it, and I said on Twitter it was going to go up this week. I'm going to put it up next week instead, because I feel like that's a more smart decision to make, because next week will be the 4-year anniversary of the channel. I've got a video I want to put up to mark that, but I also thought the Q&A alongside that would be quite good. So that's the plan I'm going to go with. So for those of you who are waiting for it, stay tuned. It's coming very soon. The wait's almost over. I literally could be a meme at this point, the amount of times I've put it back. But next week, it'll be out. Don't worry. And also, for anyone wanting to know anything to do with Goris, there's been a tiny update earlier this week. He said that he wasn't in office last Friday. That's why he didn't post anything. And all he said was that he's found a fix for the flashbang issue. That's all he posted in there, and we've got no other information regarding it so far. That's why I haven't made a video, because it literally wasn't worth it. When he next puts something in the scene thread, which I'm expecting to be this week, we'll just see what he says. When he puts something, I'll put the flashbang in there as well and talk about that too. And I'll put the video up as soon as there's more to discuss. So when there's a video, I'll make it. You guys know how it works by now, so stay tuned and I'll do a video as and when I can. But other than that, thank you all very much, as I've said, for watching this video. It's always very much appreciated. Like and subscribe if you are new. Other than that, thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Take it easy.